Mugen. Oh,
Live and direct is Mugen on the internet, and I bring to you a new series on the channel that I call Radio Raw. I haven't really let you guys in on my talent for making beats. I've been keeping it under wraps until now. I'm someone who has their hands in a lot of cookie jars. I just can't stick to one thing. I'm a jack of all trades. I got many talents, so I like to express them. I mean, why let them go to waste? From manga and comics to making videos to making beats. There's a lot of things that I like to show. And living in a day and age where everyone has access to the internet, this is prime time to display all of that for all of you to see. I mean, what's the point of keeping it to myself? I might as well share it. Music isn't something that I've just picked up yesterday. I've been going at this for a good couple of years now. I started out with the free apps on my Android that could barely run on that operating system. Going further back with my history in music, I studied music in high school for like 7 years, since sixth grade, from 6th to 12th grade. And I really don't think that I should let those skills lay dormant, let them go to waste. I didn't study it for no reason. I actually enjoyed it. If anything, it was my favorite part of the day, going to school, besides lunch. Lunch, close second subject. I tell you what, I straight A's, acing it. During that time frame, studying music, I was in symphonic and concert band throughout the grades. I played the trombone. I could read music, sheet music. I loved how things sound. It resonated with me, and I feel like I have a sensitive ear for music because of that. And that, I feel like that helps me when it comes to making music. I can hear probably things that would go completely unnoticed, but if it doesn't sound right to me, I gotta make sure it's tight. I gotta make sure it's good. Within those years, I only started using DAW systems like GarageBand around my sophomore, junior year of high school. I would go in to the computer lab, and we would have a free block, and everybody would be up there playing cool math games or whatever else they were doing. I was over there. I was over in the corner cooking up heat, cooking up some smack. All right. I was laying down some hot tracks, and nobody even knew. I had my earbuds in. I was sitting on gold. And they're all gone now because they were attached to my school email, and I have since graduated, and it is probably deleted. Somewhere on one of those Mac computer hard drives, there is like an archive history on those things. And in the years to come, when I'm up, someone's gonna find that. It's gonna be in a vault or something. All right, aliens are gonna see this and see the magnum opus of sound. Okay, they're not gonna know where this came from. All right, like we look at the Egyptians and how they built the pyramids. That's how they're gonna look at me and making my beats on this old dusty archive Mac that probably can't even turn on. At that time, the school obviously didn't have access to beat machines. At least I didn't get a hold of them. They might have. No, they just had iPad. They were doing the same thing I was doing on my phone, except on iPads and Mac computers. I chose the Mac computer because I felt like it was superior, and honestly, I don't regret my choice. But the only reason I was restricted is because I didn't have the resources. I mean, I was in high school. I didn't have a job. I couldn't buy the things that I wanted to buy. I couldn't buy the equipment that I use. But that was yesterday, and this is today. I've upgraded, continually upgrading, and sounding better with each beat that I make. So with that being said, I'm going to show to you my weapon of choice today. One of the few weapons I have. I'm still in the process of upgrading said weaponry, but part of my arsenal is the MPK Mini, the Akai professional brand, which I've codenamed No Pressure. Shout out to Logic. It's an MPK, but in my spirit, I like to call it an MPC. Of course, I can't afford an MPC 2000 XL, but in spirit, this is the machine that we have, okay? As long as I believe it is what it is, it's going to be what I want it to be. I take a lot of inspiration from many producers, starting off with Nujabes, the creator of lo-fi hip-hop, Jay Dilla, master of sampling, Six with his sampling and his drum breaks is crazy, Kanye with his sampling, even though he's kind of off the rockers right now. We're going to pray for that. And J. Cole as well. You know, finding out that J. Cole produced some of his own beats also inspired me to continue with my beat making journey and improving my skill when it comes to using DAW software and beat machines and just making good music all together. But when I take inspiration from these producers, I make sure not to be a copycat of them. I want to find my own style, and I feel like I do that every time I step to my laptop and create something new. I make sure it's fly. I make sure it's tight. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do some sampling, we're going to do some resampling, some chopping, and the drums that you're actually hearing right now as I talk in the background of this video, we're going to flip those drums. I'm going to flip them, chop them up, make them something that I think is a little bit fresher. And though I love sampling, I love getting right with the keys as well. I want to get more proficient with the keys. Like I said, I can read sheet music for the trombone. Don't give me anything else. I can't read it. I know the notes, but I don't know how to correlate it. So I just kind of press what sounds good on my keyboard here and make magic happen with that. So without further delay, the blade is hot and ready. Let's chop up these drums. I wanted to go with an underground vibe for these drums here, something grimy, something laid back, but upbeat as well. Something you're not gonna fall asleep on. You know, it's gonna be something you can rock to in your car in your head jumping, right? I wanted to do all that while also keeping it simple. I didn't want to be too complicated, didn't want to have too much food in the pot. All right, a little bit goes a long way. After everything is said and done, I think these drums is knocking. After working in graphic design software for quite some time, I've translated what I do in those programs into what I do in DAW software programs. By the way, the program I'm using is MPC Beats. That's all I've ever used. It came with this beat machine that I bought, and this is the only thing I've used ever since. Do I want to upgrade to something like FL Studio in the long run? Absolutely. But I feel like I need to master, know this program like the back of my hand, because I'm still discovering new things every day. The other day, I just found out that there was a guitar on the program itself. I'm sitting here trying to mix and master with different filters on synths, trying to make a guitar sound when I had one right there. Learning new things every day. So until I get to the point where I'm not discovering anything new and I feel like my skill has plateaued in the program itself, I don't think I'm going to upgrade, at least not anytime soon. But you never know. It may happen. It may happen overnight. I might just wake up one day and it's like I'm Doctor Strange and I can see all realities at once and I know all the information I ever needed. So who knows? I don't remember what I was going to say before I started talking about the program. Oh well. That's right. Programs and how I use them the same way. Okay, when I approach a beat, I look at it in layers. Layers that's like a structure of a building, right? The drums, I see it as the foundation. You can't build a house without the foundation, or else you got a really stupid house, all right? I'm no construction guy, all right? I don't have a degree in anything like that, but I think I'm pretty close to saying that you need a foundation first before anything else, or else your house is going to be cattywampus. So we're going to move on to layer 2 here, which is this dope sample that I have in my files. I'm really satisfied with it. I like the vibe that it gives off. It really fits my style of music that I make, not necessarily listen to, but for what I make and what is going to be accompanying, which is my manga. I got a dope scene planned out for this. I can't share too much, but it's coming. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you haven't hit that subscribe and that notification bell, I suggest you do that, or else you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out. Now, do you really want to miss out on this heat? I mean, this is gonna be big. All right. So you might as well you can have the props of saying you got in on ground zero. All right. Come on. I mean, who doesn't like props? Who? Shameless plug aside, let's chop up this sample. And like hot butter on toast, the sample just blends nicely over these drums. I was blown away when I mixed this together. That's how it be. That's how it be sometimes. You're in the studio and you're sitting there and you come up with something and you just gotta look at your hands and be like, did I do this? Was this me? Where did this come from? It's like you enter a flow state. Your eyes go into the back of your head in a Winter Soldier state like Captain America, and it just takes control. Flow state unstoppable. And that's what it was like for me in this moment. Being honest, while making this beat, when I had reached this point where I had mixed these two layers together, I was honestly happy with the outcome. I was like, I tried mixing in some other instruments, I tried tweaking things here or there, but it got away from me, and I wasn't liking the additions I was having. So I was really satisfied with just calling it there with what I had. Like, this is the beat. The only thing is, I felt like it was too short. If I looped it to make it longer, it kind of get very repetitive. No one likes that, to the point where it sounds like throw up in your ears. At least that's not what I was going for with this beat. Not that I'm trying to make throw up in your ears, but you get what I'm saying. I can show you better than I can tell you in a situation like that. But for this case, that isn't the case. That case is shut and closed in the closet somewhere. We got a whole nother idea going right now. But something told me that I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished. And when I get that feeling, what I like to do is what I call halftime. Even when the beat isn't necessarily half and half, I call it halftime. Word to Nas. Somebody know what I'm talking about. It's halftime. And that's where I make something completely different. It's a complete switch up to really match that radio style. That's what I like to go for in my music, like you're listening to a radio station, okay? Because let's be honest, nowadays, real radio is whack. I mean, it is garbage. Someone comes into the booth, they got a playlist set, and they press play and let it go. They press play and let it go, all right? And it loops every like hour and a half. That's whack. That's some hot buns, and I'm not talking hot cross buns. I mean, it's terrible, honestly. But I'm here to bring you the hotness, all right? Something untouched, never before seen, because it's me, it's my style. My DNA is fused with this music. So I'ma quit yapping, and we're gonna get into the halftime with a sick bass line that I threw down on the keys. Listen to this. I went super cyberpunk on this portion of the beat here with this bass line and that reverb filter on it. It just sounds great. I love how it touches, how it tingles the ear with, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's the best way to describe it is reverb. It's just like a wave in your ear. And I love that. And for this last addition to the beat to really finalize it all, to put a nice bow on it, I wanted to add a counter melody that was a contrast to this bass and drum, to this bass line with the drums. It's very heavy, it's very gritty, like you can feel it. Like if you were at the gym, you're slapping 2 more 45s on that squat listening to this one here. But I wanted to add something in on the softer side of things. So I went into my instruments, found a nice piano, think I threw some filters on there, and I laid down just a blissful blanket of piano chords over this drum and bass line here. Check this out. I mean, even separated on its own, it sounds great. But let's cut on the blender, all right? Pour it in the juice, and we're gonna mix it all together. And this is what it sounds like. My goodness. Now, of course, this process is 100% easier said than done. This took me about a couple hours to mix up, actually, but it went by like that. That's how it is when you're just in that creative mind state, and time flows by. You lose all track of time, and it's just fun. It's just fun to sit down and make something that hasn't been seen before, something that hasn't been heard before, and sharing it all with you. I mean, let me know what you think of what it is I've created here down in the comments down below. This is the sound of Neo Kyoto. Okay, while you're reading and everybody's on screen whooping straight ass, going nuts, all gas, no brakes, firing on all cylinders. This is what's bumping in the ears of the characters you see. I can't wait for y'all to see that and me to actually put it all in together. I've been working on the second part of chapter 1. It's going great. The art style, I know this is a music video. Well, not a music video, but a video about music. But like I said, they go together. My manga and my beats, they're one and the same. Because I don't have the money to pay anybody to produce music for my manga. And why would I when I can do it myself? These are the perks. These are the perks, all right? It's a blessing, honestly. So keep your eyes peeled for new music. Keep your eyes peeled for new chapters. With this video, I'm just showing you guys the breakdown of how I actually go about making it. But there is going to be a dedicated video with this beat that shows scenes and gives lore on my manga. I'm not too sure how I'm going to go about doing it yet. I'm still working out the kinks, but trust and believe that I will absolutely be throwing some heat on this stove that I have cooking up. The block is hot. It's on fire. And there's no putting it out. It's like a Amaterasu out here. The water can't extinguish this flame. You can't stop the hustle. It's way too strong. All right. Word to J. Cole and Cause and Effect. I like the vibe that I was able to capture with this beat here. It's very mischievous, lethal. It's moving. It's grooving. And I wanna make more music like this, but I also want to venture into some different genre as well. More like something rock, something lo-fi, something in all areas of music, even opera as well. I have a beat tape coming out, and it might be the theme. Opera might be the theme of it. You didn't hear it from me though, but you did. But keep your eyes open for it, and when it drops, you'll see what I'm talking about. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked me letting you into another bubble that I associate in, and with making music and making beats and showing you a little bit of my process. This is a series that I am looking forward to continuing. I mean, I make so many beats, and there's no need in them just sitting there. I might as well get as much longevity out of them as possible. So with a few beats I make here and there, you're gonna see videos of me going about making that process and where my mindset is and what style I'm going for. I want to make deep dive videos on beat tapes. I released the Beat Tape Solo Company. If you haven't listened to that yet, make sure you go give that a listen. I'm going to give some deep dives into where I was coming from and what themes and where I was pulling those themes from. Just at the end, my camera died on me, but I brought it back with the Jaws of Life, aka the Charger. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Radio Raw, where I show you how it is I make beats, show you how the sausage is made. I'm going to do more of these, going to improve the production of each one. Going to see how this does. I hope everyone likes it. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. Hit that bell so you get notification on the next episode that comes out of this. But other than that, live and direct, it's been your boy Mugen on the internet, and I'm out.